all over the world.
Nous sommes venus là pour élever notre voix pour tout ce qui se passe au Congo. Nos sœurs vivent un calvaire. Nous voulons dénoncer toutes ces compagnies multinationales qui sont en train d'exploiter, d'acheter les minéraux qui sont produits au Kivu, qui donnent l'argent aux rebelles, qui vont acheter des armes pour que la guerre puisse continuer. Et c'est la femme qui paye le grand prix, les viols.
Nous sommes fatigués de voir la femme toujours maltraitée et très violée. Elle a droit à la vie, elle a droit de vivre, elle a droit de répondre aussi à toutes les questions que les autres femmes du monde entier sont en train de répondre. Donc travailler dans la société, être libre. Pourquoi notre société ne comprend pas ça? Alors nous voulons que cela s'arrête. Aujourd'hui, nous sommes là pour ça, pour que la femme qui est maltraitée commence à sentir qu'elle est soutenue.
Je t'aimais mon pays. Je t'aimais, je t'aimais, je t'aimais.
My name is Sinead. I'm counsellor here. Mariama, we have your file here, but there's some gaps that we need to fill in, so...
These are the two detention centers I've been visiting as a JRS outreach worker for 4 years. Harmansworth Detention Center and Colnbrook. There's no time limit on detention, and people coming out of detention center are usually mentally very disturbed and have difficulties to adjust to the normal society, being outside.
Sincèrement, aussitôt sorti de la détention, j'avais constaté un changement. Dans ma perception, dans ma façon de raisonner, j'avais senti qu'il y avait quelque chose qui n'était plus la même. Alors j'ai dû, par des travaux, par des séances de counseling, et pour me refaire, ça a pris du temps. Là, à peine, je constate que toutes mes facultés sont au point. Mais sincèrement, aussitôt sorti, ce n'était pas exactement la même chose.
You live in the place which looks like a cell. It is a prison, not even a detention center as the name applies to it. Because there you have to be all the time in the room. All the doors are locked. Everything which surrounds you is metal. The buildings is on its own in the village. You have no neighbors, or you can't even talk to anyone because all what you see is picking people and deporting them all the time, crying all the time. People who are sick are also being detained. Like when I was detained, there was a lady who was suffering from TB. They put you together with that person, they don't care.
The testimonies you've heard from mother telling you about their children, how do they react to being in that place?
From the testimonies I've heard, children when they come out from the detention, they are not the same. Some of them, when they go back to school, they can't concentrate because of what they have gone through. Some of them come out when they are totally different, and it's hard when they join back their friends at school.
Ovanda combien de temps la détention?
Nafandaki 2 ans, 2 mois na détention. Nde yango nazolo ba sécurité wana tant ba elio 4 ndengwana ba futi bango. Donc ba na décision que il faut kende. Le temps où le biko kende te baza na avantage au salon nyonso ba na ngoposa. Ba robeta yo na van na bango za na ba caméra mais tant ba nga ba beta yo ba tie ba bomi ba caméra na. Et ça la te. Ba beti après robeta yo bazongisi ba caméra ngo ba keno évidence ezate. Baza batu moko baza ba démon. Donc pour nga na roba ba démon à cause ya mbongo même moi na mwasi ba beta ke na niveau moko ko ndimate. Et peut-être biso to mibali ba ko beto boye ba beti yo bundani ti okete. To kenda te à cause ya mobulu yo sala na kati ya avion to musu ba passager ba boyango. Ba passager ba réclamer pourquoi mobulu boye désordre muto azobi mamakila mamba boye na avion za la raté. Na minute no ko mona pilote e abibi mal banda.
Trouvez-vous une justification, quelle qu'il soit, pour avoir des centres de détention en Grande-Bretagne, en Europe ou dans le reste du monde?
Sincèrement, je ne vois pas l'utilité. Sur plusieurs points de vue. Premier point de vue spirituel, chrétien, je ne vois pas la nécessité. Deuxième point de vue, humanitaire, la compassion. Je ne vois pas pourquoi ces centres devraient exister.
I think it's ridiculous. We've marched in Edinburgh many times. The police were really good. We've marched in peace. There's never any bother. All right, people are coming. They're coming from churches, Mother Union, delegations coming. What are they doing this for? The expense of it all, it's nonsense. We are not the criminals. We are doing nothing except marching quietly to say no. And the expense of all this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
The house is my country. The reason I'm here is because I feel strongly that we need to take responsibility as citizens of this world.
3 or 4 people stay inside.
And you're going to put that on display tomorrow? You people will be...
Yeah. We're here because we think it's a very important chapter in, the progress of Africa as a continent.
I'm here to join the thousands of the people to intensify our demand for total debt cancellation from the G8.
Do you think it will make a difference?
It will make a difference. poverty is worsening. The number of people dying every day from preventable diseases is increasing. The number of people losing their jobs because of the poor and bad economic policies is also increasing. So we're saying it's no longer an issue of debt relief, and it's no longer a charity issue. It's a justice issue, and we need total debt cancellation.
The thing is, it's like people say that there's nothing you can do, but if everyone has that kind of attitude, then you're never going to get anywhere.
And do you know why you're here today?
Because my mum wanted me to go on the march with her.
Are you going to be happy marching with all the grown-ups? Yeah.
Well, after all, I am 6 years old.
Gordon Brown, Tony Blair, we all know that you don't care.
Something that I feel very strongly about is that I'm part of a nation that's left a legacy in places like Africa and other southern countries through the colonialism several hundred years ago. And as a result of that, a massive part of that means that the countries are now having a lot of problems, whether that's financial, corrupt governments, borders which were drawn in like offices in the West rather than in Africa, and there's a lot of wars that are going on there. And what I'd like to see is my country, to say sorry to those countries.
If you're talking as Western, the West as a whole, I mean, the only reason that you see the prosperity that the West has got is because of the very big economic growth that we've had. But you've got to think how we've had that economic growth, and it's all stemmed from the fact that we have been able to exploit, the big companies and the governments have been able to exploit the countries who are poorest.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
23.
And I'm 17 as well. And we're very tired.
Can we have justice without peace or peace without justice? Well, you must know that my answer to that is going to be no, of course we can't. And I think the word that's been misused in this question is reconciliation. Reconciliation has often been the kind of soft word for peace, and it's often functioned in a way to sweep the justice issues under the carpet. And I'm afraid that I think the Christian tradition should actually recognise it's been very guilty in this respect of making the slogan, peace at all costs, forgive at all costs. And I can think of situations of violence, I can think of situations of rape, particularly women who have been affected and told, keep the peace, forgive the rapist. And now we come along and say there can be no peace without justice. And we are doing our tradition, we are doing human beings no justice by sweeping major issues like this under the carpet.
This is what an asylum seeker looks like.
I've been very impressed to find that it's concerned citizens who have come together to look at the injustices that people like myself who are asylum seekers, mothers, single parents and little children, what they go through. First of all, I'm going to stop being a bystander and I'm going to get involved. At the moment, I am a stranger and I'm going to become a citizen. So therefore, the only way to do it is to move from being a stranger and from being a bystander and becoming involved. And it's only through campaigning that we can make changes. And the changes will not come from the people who are doing the injustices. The changes will only be brought about by us people, ourselves.